Unfortunately, they don't have their wide receivers. Let's start here. Today, Mike Evans was announced that he has a quad strain, and they're pretty vague during training camp. They don't have to be that specific, but quad strain to me sounds like 2 weeks. Now it does. It's not the end of the world. He probably won't miss week one because of this, but it took him 6 practices to strain his quad. And this is a guy who had 368 yards last year because of other various injuries. Uh, what else? Christian Kirk hasn't
No,
practiced yet.
whoa, 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 whoa. Let's go slow.
Okay.
Let's stay with Mike Evans
Hmm.
because Mike Evans is going to be in the Hall of Fame, and he was supposed to be one of their two starting wideouts, right?
Yes.
Okay. Um, it seems to me I used to run. A quad is what you get from running,
Hmm.
right? You
Hmm.
you can strain your quad from running. It's depressing for them, for him, and for the Niners that you would strain your quad from running. He's a wide receiver. He's supposed to run all the time. It's what he
Yeah.
does. It's what his
Hmm.
business is. So your concern is not particularly this quad. It's that it may indicate his body is breaking down. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, because it seems to me like at a certain age, when you have a serious injury or you miss time because of some type of hamstring injury, like Evans did last year, you may not keep injuring your hamstring, but you could keep injuring things around it, other lower body stuff. So last year it's a hamstring, this year it's a quad. It seems like at a certain age, one thing leads to another.
Yeah, and also you can be not even realize that you could be overcompensating
Exactly.
and putting pressure on different parts. So we can say, I want to go slow here because this is important to me and I'm learning. Um, I was mostly following the Giants today, not the 49ers. So I'm learning. Um, they were supposed to have two starting wideouts, Ricky Pearsall and Mike Evans. Am I
Hmm.
correct? They're both
Yes,
gone.
they're both gone.
Uh, now, now Ricky
Pearsall's gone for
Pearsall
the
is
season.
he's gone,
Gone, gone.
long gone.
Yep.
We don't know two things about this Mike Evans: how long he'll be gone this time, and will he be an in and out guy?
Right.
Right? Will it
Right.
be? He's not playing today. He's got a hammy. He's not playing today as a quad. Oh, he can play today. He's fine. So your concern is that he may be an in and out guy, and more concerning is their two wideouts are gone. Is this like the second week of training camp? Right?
Yeah.
The two wideouts are non-functional right off the bat. That's
And
concerning.
And it's not just that. It's also the third wide receiver they signed this offseason, Christian Kirk, plus the wide receiver they drafted with their top pick this year, Dejon Stribling. They're all out. So their starting wide receivers today were Demarcus Robinson, who's 32 and has been a backup most of his career, and Debo, who's 30 and has been declining 3 or 4 years in a row. So that's where they're at right now. Um, I mean, it could be all fine by week one, but today was a pretty bleak day at practice.
I want to come back to the two others you said that are out. What are they out with?
Christian Kirk hurt his calf on the first day of camp, and
And
Stribling he hasn't
has
he's been running around on the sideline, but he hasn't been back on the field, hasn't done anything.
okay, and Stribling.
Stribling has hamstring tightness, according to the team. They wanted to be real clear that it's not a strain, it's tight.
Yes.
So that to me means, okay, that happened 2 days ago. He had yesterday off. He took today off. He's going to have tomorrow off. I would expect he should be back on Wednesday if it's just tight. That'd be 4 days off.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they not only don't have their two starters, guys who are behind them are also hurt. Uh,
Yes.
okay. Iggy, um, can the 49ers have a really good offense if this is happening to their wide receivers?
I mean, they have a really good quarterback, but and they have a really good play caller. So I don't know. They can have a good one, I guess, but it seems like this is going to be a big limiting factor. And let's just talk from Brock. I'm looking at Brock, and it seems like there's not a lot of options for him when he drops back. Guys aren't open. Anytime the defense plays man-to-man coverage, guys are covered. So his options are to throw it to someone who's covered or to scramble and throw it away. He threw it away twice today in practice. So he's also really good at throwing the ball over the middle. That's his big thing. He has great touch over the middle, touch that Colin Kaepernick never had. Well, that's why Jawan Jennings was a good fit, because Jawan's 6'3" and he can jump and he can make those catches over the middle fearlessly. George Kittle too. They're not there. And so it seems like there's no one to throw the ball over the middle to. You can't throw to Debo over the middle. That's an interception waiting to happen. So he's throwing a lot of passes to the sideline, which he can make, but that's not what he does best. So I feel for Brock right now.
Why is Debo not good over the middle?
Because he drops the ball a lot. He has short arms. He doesn't have good hand-eye coordination. If it's a little too high, a little too low, a little behind him, he's not going to catch it. He might tip it to the defense. You want to throw it to someone like Jennings, who, like, if it's anywhere freaking close to him, he's coming down with it. You could throw it 5 feet over his head. He's coming down with it. You could throw it to him blind. Just being like, I'm pretty sure he's going to be there. He's coming down with it. We saw him do that hundreds of times. That's not Debo.
Yes.
Debo's like, let's throw him a screen pass and see what he does with it, with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, right. He has been effective that way. We don't know if he will continue to be effective that way. Debo is a bit of a hope and a prayer.
100% hope and a prayer. And just my first impression of him in camp, he's healthy. He's in good shape. And he's 30. And he doesn't look like the dynamic guy that he was at 25, 26, or anytime he gets the ball, it's like, this could be a touchdown. I don't see that from him at all anymore.
Okay. I'm sorry, were you going to say something?
I got to tell you this. It made me laugh. So the Niners signed Debo. Well, first of all, we haven't streamed since the Niners signed Debo. You owe me a Brudello. What do you think? What word comes to mind when you heard of that? When you heard that they actually did it?
Okay. Desperate.
Yeah.
Is that an appropriate word?
That's as desperate as it gets, right?
I think so. Let me try to say why I think it's desperate. I think he's washed up, Iggy. I think he is no longer a force in the league. He may have occasional good plays, but I think he's washed up. Plus, he punched the long snapper, and you don't want to have a guy like that on your team. You don't. He didn't respect a teammate. It's worse than not respecting a teammate. So I understand why they brought him back. And I'm not even criticizing them for bringing him back because they're desperate. But when you're desperate, you are forced to make what I consider a questionable move like this.
All right. Well, let's talk about desperation and questionable moves before we move on. And I haven't prepped my dad with this because I knew he wouldn't even want me to bring it up, but I'm doing it. All right. So they bring in Debo because Ricky got hurt out here. Well, now Mike Evans is hurt. He'll be back, but he could be in and out. And when the Niners signed Debo, this person went on Instagram and wrote, "Are you guys ready for a real reunion in San Francisco?" Swear to God. The person is Brandon Ayuk. He really wrote that. Now, I don't know if he's serious about ever playing football ever again, and he said some unforgivable things. But we're talking desperation. And Debo Samuel doesn't change much, in my opinion. Brandon might, or he just might not, Dad. What do you think of that?
Okay, wow.
He really wrote that, Dad. Are you guys ready for a real reunion in San Francisco? I thought he said he was never going to play for San Francisco again. I don't know. Maybe he just wants attention, Dad.
You just hit me with a straight right. I didn't see it coming, Iggy. I went down for an 8 count. Okay. If I were desperate like those guys, I'd give him a look. I would, even though he texted or did or whatever he does on his. I don't know what these various platforms are. Something really crummy about Kyle. He did. He's nuts. Yeah. But I would go back and I would have certain stipulations. You know what I mean? I would have certain stipulations. But desperate, he is potentially, although he's not even there, their best wide receiver right now.
Yeah. Isn't that the greatest irony? Isn't it funny? Like, wouldn't King Solomon, if he were here, say, be like, you know what, Brandon, Niners, you guys need to work it out. Brandon, you're not going to Washington. Niners, Mike Evans isn't going to save you. You need him. Brandon, you need them. Make up. Make up like adults and work it out because you're better with each other. But it'll never happen. Or will it? I don't know.
I don't know. If I were running the 49ers, my stipulation would be you have to have a psychotherapist. You have to see a psychotherapist every day, 7 days a week, and talk through your problems. That's what I would say. But you know what, Iggy? If you're bringing back Debo, I'd bring back this. I would talk to him. I would see where you stand. Right? Maybe
as long as you're bringing back everyone, bring back Brandon.
Right?
And Jimmy Garoppolo too.
I was going to say Joe Montana. Yeah. Maybe they can bring back Joe Montana and Jerry Rice.